Okie
Rock
doke.
and roll.
Ready to roll. Yeah. Okay, so what's your name? And tell us what your name is and a little bit about what you do.
Okay, so my name's Matt Peacock. I am a model, and I'm known for doing a bit of charity work, the odd walk.
Did you want to tell us a little bit about what you've been doing for charity?
Yeah, so about, well, it would have been 2020. In 2023, I came across a little girl who needed a life-changing operation. She was born with an extra artery in her heart that was actually wrapped around her throat and kind of channeled the wrong way, and part of her lung wasn't working, so she was having to be fed through a peg in her stomach. And I came across this story on Instagram. Her dad had written a little kind of plea for help, really call for help, underneath a boxing page that I followed. So I kind of read into it a bit, and it struck a chord. I'm a dad of an 8-year-old Lily, so I decided I wanted to try and help. So I donated some money to their GoFundMe, and then that night I went out and had a couple of drinks, and sent him a message. Couldn't stop thinking about her. Sent him a message, said, listen, I'm going to try and raise all the money for you. They needed 120 grand. So I got him, woke up the next day, had a message back off him, and he was very pleased that I was going to do this. And so I was like, right, oh hell, I'm going to have to actually do this now.
Yeah.
So I came up with the idea that I was going to do the National Three Peaks, but with a twist. I was going to do it on foot, all unsupported, just with a rucksack on my back, and do it. So yeah, anyway, cut to the end of that, I managed to do it. They brought Leilani to meet me at the bottom of Snowdon, and I raised £126,000, so which was amazing. Thought, right, done it. And then they tried to book her in for operation in Boston, and they said, really sorry, you've been raising money for a year now, because they'd been doing it for a little bit before I'd met her. Yeah. And they put the price up to £250,000. So obviously devastated. The family were devastated. So we were all a bit shook, really. I had to kind of leave them to it for about a year, because a friend of mine's little boy got leukemia, and they needed help. So I went on to help them. And then at the beginning of 2025, I got back in touch with them and said, so it was about 10 months after I'd finished what I'd done, and said, how are you getting on? And they said, we've raised about £4,000 since you stopped. So I was like, right, leave it with me. So then I came up with the idea that I was going to do a walk from the blood donation centre in Manchester, because I've always been a big advocate for people donating blood, down to Great Ormond Street Children's Hospital, where they treat Leilani, and they did treat Dylan, the little boy that I mentioned. And then I was going to do it I needed to do something wild, because I needed to get people back involved and kind of interested and donate again, people who've already donated. Yeah. And so I decided I was going to do it with no sleep, without stopping, which would have, so 300k, which should have taken 3 days, and no one's ever done it before. So world record. And I set off, and then as the luck would have it, it was the week that Storm Amy was happening. So it took me 4 days. I walked for 79 hours non-stop, and I was awake for 89, but I did it. And as of about a month after I'd finished it, we raised all the money, £250,000, but it left me with quite a few injuries.
Yeah, I can imagine. So imagine through them 79 hours, you must have had some massive highs and some lows during that. Can you tell us a little bit about how that went?
Yeah, I mean, wait for 89 hours, walking for 79. There was massive highs and lows in it. One of the highs, probably the biggest high of the whole thing, apart from managing to finish it, which was a bit kind of underwhelming, really, because I was so tired and just hallucinated. But I'd say that one of the biggest highs was part of my walk took me straight down the A6, which took me through the village where I live, up in Chapel on the Frith. And the school had mentioned that they were going to bring Lily and a few of her friends out to kind of wave me past. And as I'm walking down the A6, I could hear kind of like screaming and stuff. I was like, what's that noise? And I just assumed it was playground from one of the other schools that was close by. Anyway, I walked around this corner, and the whole school, my daughter's primary school, were there chanting Peacock, and Lily was there with a sign with her 3 best friends, and she kind of ran over, and I mean, that was super emotional. Just felt like a bit of a fraud, though, because I was only 30k in at the time, and I knew I had like but it was incredible. That was the real kind of push that I had. And the morning I'd set off on the Thursday morning, Lily wrote "Don't give up, Daddy" on my forearm, which actually got me through a lot of it, because there was some serious lows as well. As I mentioned, it was when Storm Amy was on. So it rained from the Thursday night around 6 p.m. and it rained till Saturday morning at 7 a.m. and I didn't finish till Sunday morning. I think Sunday morning I finished.
Yeah.
So it was horrendous. Like I damaged my MCL on the first day, rushing to get towards Lily's school. So I had to do the rest of it like that. It went up like a basketball in one of the evenings. So I actually had to do one of the evenings in the cold and rain and soaking wet on crutches. And so I'm going up hills. There was one part near, I think it was near St Albans. I was going up a hill on crutches, and my hands kept slipping off because it was so wet, and it was kind of like falling up. So the crutch was going up my arm, and it was cutting all the inside of my arm.
Yeah.
This bit you might not want to know, but you can cut this out if you don't like it. But there was, you know what's coming. The rain had saturated all my clothes, including my boxer shorts, which turned to like sandpaper. So it took about 7 layers of skin off the inside of my bum, and so I had blood pouring down the inside of my legs, and I was having to walk holding my bum cheeks apart because it was the most pain I've ever been in, and. That was a tough moment. I had my mates coming down, and they were having to kind of like scoot Vaseline and kind of put it to me while I was on the floor. Not put it on me, but help me out with that. And it was just it was seriously hard. I'd say the last 12 hours were just like real grit and determination. Just like my reason why was in my head. I had Lily written on my arm, and I just had Leilani in my head, and I was like, just keep going. I had people ringing. I had Ant Middleton contact one of my friends saying, listen, this guy needs to stop, like he's going to get psychosis, like he's been awake for too long, it's dangerous, it's seriously dangerous. And but I knew the reason I was doing it, and I knew that if I wasn't going to complete this, there was a very large possibility that this little girl wasn't going to get fixed, because they tried everything. I was kind of their last card to play. So I just kind of sucked it up and got on with it. But I mean, my feet had swollen that much. I couldn't even tie my shoelaces. My face swelled. It didn't even look like me by the end of it. It was horrendous. But yeah, did it. Got the job done.
And there must have been some points when you probably were struggling to stay awake and stuff. So tell us a little bit about how you got over that.
Yeah, there was quite a few times where I was really struggling to stay awake. One time that really sticks out was it would have been the Saturday morning. The whole thing had slowed down because of the rain, and I was walking. I can't remember where the place was. It was quite far down south. I was probably 24 hours off the finish, and it was just above Milton Keynes. It was, and I'd walked through the night. I'd been on crutches. A couple of my friends had been with me. They'd just left, so I was on my own at this point. The car that was my friend Matt, who was driving the support vehicle, had gone ahead, and I managed to get to him. And he said I was just see-through. Like I was just pale. He said there was nothing behind your eyes. And I said to him, I don't know what I'm going to do. I said, I'm struggling. He said, you need to sit down. And I know what he was meaning. He was just saying, just have 20 minutes. He said, I'm going to go to the shop. I'm going to be back in about 20 minutes. He said, just stay there. And then in my head, I thought, I'm just going to have to close my eyes. And then I don't know what it was. I've said this before, but I don't know what it was. Something came over me, and I actually slapped myself in the face. And he was about 20 meters away from me, and he heard me. And I jumped out, and he said, you look like a different person. And something, I don't know what it was, something snapped in me, and I was like, don't you dare give up. Like, you've done all this, and you've got 24 hours to go. Don't. So, yeah, got out, and I actually walked down the street, and I burst out crying, because I knew at that point I wasn't going to stop.
Yeah.
And then about 12 hours later, I had another dip. My wife rang me, and she was like, you need to stop. Like, we've had doctors get in touch with us and said that like you're going to risk like getting some serious mental health problems from this, like psychosis and whatnot. But even then, I knew I'd hit the wall, and I'd got through it.
Yeah.
But by this point, my knee, I could hardly walk. I was literally, as I said, I was holding my bum cheeks apart, and it was just it was heavy, very heavy.
No. So can you tell us a little bit about how you came across, obviously you had some injuries and stuff, and how you came across as a proactive?
Yeah, so when I finished the walk, I was 10 days on crutches. I was really struggling with my knee. It was a problem with my MCL. And there was a girl called Katie who works above you guys, who actually contacted me on Instagram. We've got some mutual friends. And she said, I've got a friend called Vanessa who owns a company, and they do a thing called PEMF. I'd never heard of it. And I was like, right, can you tell me a bit more about it? She said, well, their company's called Proactive. They offer this, and if you actually have a look on their website, it'll tell you a bit more. So I did, and I thought, I'll give it a go. Like, I'll try anything, because I was struggling walking. And as you'll remember, the day I came, I limped down the hill, and got on the bed. You explained a bit about it, how it works and stuff. I knew a bit about my mitochondria anyway, because I've been told to take some tablets, some supplements to help with that during the walk. So I knew a little bit about that anyway. And anyway, I got on the bed. We did the session on my knee for an hour, and I mean, you probably still got the voicemail that I sent you afterwards. Like, it was night and day. I couldn't believe it. I remember came out, I rang my mate, I went, I don't know where. She's like a witch doctor. I said, because I walked back up the hill, and like I'd limped down, I walked straight back up, no crutches, and it was it was. I'd never had that before. And then obviously I came back, and 2 sessions, and my knee's fine. I was running again. Fantastic.
So you've been seeing us again recently.
Yeah.
Proactive. Can you tell us a little bit about that injury and what?
Yeah. So I don't say unfortunately, because it's always nice to see you, but unfortunately I've had to come back because I did injure myself again. So through the walk, my spine kind of went out of alignment a bit because we walked for so long non-stop on my knee.
Yeah.
So I had it reset, and then I went to the gym, did a deadlift, and I pinged my back, and it was like I couldn't do anything. I couldn't even put my trousers on. My daughter was having to help me get dressed. And then I ended up booking a job for, as I said, I'm a model, booked a job for a yoga company over in Poland, which I actually go on Monday. It's Friday now. And I was like, I'm not going to be able to do it. So I was like, I wonder if Vanessa can help. So I came, and I did 2 sessions with you on Monday, Tuesday of this week. Wednesday, I was absolutely fine, and like back to normal. I'd say 85%, 90% completely normal. I still feel a tiny bit, but I couldn't get dressed. I couldn't put my jeans on the Monday. Wednesday, I was back to normal. Got a bit cocky. What we've talked about, you feel like you got your superhero cape on. Felt like I was fine. I trained my daughter's under-8s football team. Went on Thursday night. Went to kick the ball. Pinged it again. So panicked. Sorry, that was Wednesday night. So panicked. Obviously contacted you yesterday, and then come back in today to try and do it. And it already feels a lot better. So I'm going to stretch out this afternoon and hopefully still be able to do the job in Poland on Monday.
Fantastic. Would you say it's a painful experience with PMF?
I don't think the PMF is painful at all. It's it's happening, and what is I'd say what's quite strange about it is, like, when we first lay on the bed, you said if there's any other injuries that you've got, it will kind of bring them up, and I've got a bit of an injury in my shoulder. This was the first time I did it, and that started kind of moving a bit, and it just fires your muscles. So the proof's there. Like, it's not kind of, you don't just imagine it's working. You can feel it, you can see it. Your muscles are pinging. But so no, it's not painful at all. If the injury, like my back, was really bad, it can be a little bit uncomfortable at first, but you can almost feel like it's getting better as it's happening, because the longer you lay there, the less it hurts, and then obviously you turn it up a little bit. I mean, you see my little face when you turn it up. I'm waiting for it, but no, it doesn't hurt. No, it just, if anything, it's like when you have a sports massage and they're kind of really getting in there.
Yeah.
You know it's working, so you kind of look for the pain a bit, don't you? So, but no, it's not painful. It's uncomfortable at first, and then but when you're actually on the bed bit, I mean, I fell asleep in there before. When you're on the actual just the bed and it's doing the whole lot, it's not localized. I think the localized bit maybe feels a bit more uncomfortable because it's targeting that bit that is actual in pain, but the rest, you kind of like, your whole body feels tingly. It actually feels really nice.
Would you recommend PMF to somebody else?
I think you already probably, sorry. Yes, I would recommend PMF to other people. As you already probably know, I'm one of the biggest advocates for this now, just because I like to cut through the nonsense, and I like things that actually work, and it actually works. Like, you're my first port of call when something goes wrong. And told all my mates about it. My mother-in-law and my father both suffer from Parkinson's, which results in kind of different problems with their muscular skeleton and stuff like that. So they're both going to be coming in. A couple of my other friends are going to be coming in as well, but as you know, I talked about it the last podcast I went on. I absolutely love it. When I kind of said I was going to do this, I put it into ChatGPT. I think I told you this before, and it said it's impossible. It will result in serious injury, psychosis, or death. And that's ChatGPT, and I've worded it in 3 different ways, and every time it came back with the same thing. Ant Middleton, SAS soldier, said it was impossible. He's friends with a friend of mine, said it was impossible. Everyone I spoke to said it was impossible. Probably 2 or 3 friends who just know how stubborn I am said, I think he might do it, but I don't know if he's going to get away with it without being like seriously ill after it. And then obviously I did it through the storm. which just, if anything, made it just more epic. And I think that probably helped with the donations, because people were sat there going, how is he doing this? Like, we've been to bed Thursday night, still walking. We've been to bed Friday night, still walking. We've been to bed Saturday night, still walking, and he's limping, and he's half dead. We've been to bed Sunday night, the bugger's still going. Like, and that's the reaction I've had of people. They're like, how did you do that? And I said, listen, when you've got that reason why, and you're a stubborn old goat like I am, stopping wasn't an option. It just wasn't. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't, because there's one thing that I have had since I finished it, is that I've had loads of nice messages of people saying the inspiration that I've got from watching you do that has made me do X, or made me do this. I got a lovely message, this was after the 3 peaks, off a woman who had said up in Scotland, she said, my son just spends all his time on his game, and she said, and I showed him this around the dinner table. She said every night he's asking to see where you are, because it was 19 days the first walk, and she said you've got him wanting to go out and walk and stuff. And for me, that was like just priceless.
Yeah.
So just to know that you've had a positive effect on people,
it's like that ripple effect, isn't it?
Exactly, yeah. And just my kind of mantra through this whole thing, my message has been that ordinary people can do extraordinary things, and that doing nice things for other people, that's what makes the world go round.
So I believe you've been filming everything that you've been doing, and did you say there's a documentary coming out so people can see what you've been up to?
Yeah, so we filmed everything. We tried to document everything that we've been doing lead up to it and the actual walk, and we're going to be filming some kind of stuff. Well, I was hoping to come film some stuff with you just to show some rehab stuff, just because, again, I like to get this out there, and it kind of just show what. Because what I said to you, why doesn't everybody know about this? It's crazy. And so I'd like to kind of document that, if that's okay. And the nicest bit we've managed to sort out, I'm actually going to be going down when Leilani goes to the airport, and we're going to wave her off, and that'll be the kind of nice close. So there'll be some interviews with the family and stuff like that, and just show the whole story, and actually show that, yeah, we managed to do it. And it's just, nowadays, it's just, everything's bad news, so it's just nice to just get a nice story out there, and people can just make you feel good, and hopefully inspire people.
Absolutely. Where will people be able to watch this documentary once it's all filmed?
So I'm going to put this documentary out on YouTube, and I mean, I'm going to probably push it for something else, but it's just, I just want people to get eyes on it. So yeah, I'll push it out to YouTube, on socials and stuff like that, and then maybe someone picks it up. If not, they don't. It's fine. But just want to get a good story out there, and as I say, hopefully inspire some people. But I wouldn't advise walking 300k with no sleep, because it bloody hurts. And if you do, come and see you after it.
Yeah, absolutely. A bit of promo,
yeah.